Hello, this is Kyra. Today I'm sharing with you a junk journal, or an altered book actually, that I made for the local show. The theme was bees and butterflies, and I added a steampunk style throughout. The book itself measures 6.5 by 7.5 from the cover. As I said, it's an altered book, and if I hold it up like that, you can see the pages. So let's have a look at the front cover. I followed Kyra Pace's YouTube clip on preparing the altered book, and then varied it as I went along. I'll put that link below. This book was particularly good for it because it was well stitched, it was strong. It essentially was really an empty book with lots of lined pages in it. So initially I prepared the cover and laid down, covered it with brown paper, because the front of the cover of the natural book was quite glossy and white. So I covered it with brown paper, and I then added some layers of this fibrous matte material, not sure what it's called, and then I added this old upholstery layer, and then this was a coffee dyed piece of fabric that I'd clipped and paper clipped onto and bulldog clipped onto, which gave all these unusual shapes and patterns. I used hessian for my spine. The spine is about 1 inch, but by the time the book gets up to here, it's probably 2 inches. I had chosen the focal point. This is a die cut of an archway. You can just see through the text page material, and then on top I've put washi tape like honeycomb. So the archway was die cut. I then did a smaller archway because there were some nested die cuts. Smaller archway, and put my focal point lady on. Now that's where I introduced the steampunk. This was AI generated using Image Creator. Quite a lot of fun. There she is riding her bicycle, surrounded by some bees. She's got a basket of honeycomb, and I've placed, it's the final finale, I placed a wax seal with a bee on it in the same colours. I've added some little bees here and 2 little pieces of ephemera of honeycomb, and a little bit of a decoration up there, and the title, Be the Exception. That was the cover. If we turn it over and look at the back, it's a similar concept. That's the spine having wrapped around. You can see the brown paper here, and then I've placed another layer on of this pattern paper, showing a more of a steampunk image. And this is generated from AI showing a steampunk butterfly. So I kept the back fairly flat because that's what it sits on most of the time. Okay, let's open the book. Hoping I'm going to keep in frame here. I've got all these markers to keep me honest. Okay. The end papers. This is also AI generated. I found it very hard to find papers that combine bees, butterflies and steampunk, which probably is to be expected. So I have here some of the end papers I generated out of the AI, the image creator, with a bee in it. Thought that captured all the colours from the front. This first page is a collage really of handmade paper, some napkin paper here and here. That's the part of the handmade paper. You can see the rose petals there. And on top of that, I've stamped randomly stamped a honeycomb pattern and a round stamp there, and left it fairly shaggy on the edge there. You'll see little bits of red peeking through here. That was the original book, so I really had to make sure whatever I did, the red wasn't a distraction, and I think it fits in quite well. Okay, turning over to the sound of my clock. Here we have a tuck spot with some bee paper and some cardstock. And I have here bee sticker covered on the back, and this is some recycled cardstock off some packaging. Be kind, be positive, be humble, be honest, be grateful, believe in yourself. And on the back, some cardstock and a stamp of a bee. So I alternated between bees and butterflies. So I'd have a page of bees and then a page of butterflies. So on this page here, you can see the altered book here. That's a folded in page, and that's another page there. So that folded in page has formed a pocket, and then I've covered it with some cardstock paper and embellished with some butterflies. The pattern on the paper was already a collage look, so that made it easier just to add the butterflies. And then we have a stamp that's been added there. In the tuck spot, I made a little junk journal. That's an AI image as well. Washi tape for the spine. Just a piece of cardstock that I folded in half, and some more washi tape down the middle. Covered it with some neutral papers, and that's a little notepad that you can write in. Turning over the page, now we're back to our bees again. I had a round stamp that had straight lines on it, so we've done some stamping here, added our bees. This one here incorporates three, if I take these out, it incorporates 3 pages, you can see. So one page has been glued to make the first pocket, another page glued further and cut to make another pocket, and that's the 3rd page, allowing the bee paper here to shine. And then I've made a couple of tags which fit into with some sari silk on the edge. There's a bit of flare. It's another tag on some old file folder, and that pops in there, and you get a multi-layered effect. Okay, moving on. Here we've got, this is actually a photocopy of some of the handmade paper because I wanted to keep that look going. I didn't have any more of it to use. Plus I also wanted it to be a writing surface, and some cardstock border edge. I wanted to have some writing space throughout the journal, so there's a mix of that and colourful pictures. This one here is a collage, and it's actually made up of 2 pages from the book. I've put down, I'll pull that out just for the moment. I've put down some collaged flowers here. There's a mix of embellishments here in cardstock, and also a basic layer in paper. That gives it a bit of depth. My butterfly here, and a printable, and a couple of stamps to pull that red out. I've then, because this was a jagged edge, I've then cut both sides of the paper for the jagged edge. And this little book, this is actually some cardstock out of Daphne's diary, like that. And I thought it was so pretty, and it had my butterflies on it, so I've added the stamp. And then inside, just some tea-dyed tea-dyed papers. Could have been coffee too. Just some tea-dyed papers there. Just a simple little booklet. And that tucks in between these 2 pages into that pocket. Back to our bees. That's the back of that second page. You can see there's the tuck spot there. You can see a bit of that red poking through, which is a nice feature. I've got a couple of tucks there. We've got a little pocket here that we've embellished. A honeycomb hexagon stencil that I've used some inks with. This is some paper, I think that was Timu paper with the bees on it. And this is some more of the packaging with one of those antique advertisements covered on the back. Packaging is really nice and stiff, so that's handy, and it fits in beautifully there. You might see in some of the shots, I'm not sure how much of that you can see, this little bookmark here. It's actually was part of the original book, so I've just put 2 circles either side, 2 circles of cardboard, and just popped a bee and a butterfly on the front and the back. Okay, this side we've got some more bees and some more of our colourful paper. It might have been a printable, that one. This lady here with her steampunk cogs. I've layered this up a bit. You can see there I've got continued a bit more of the honeycomb on this paper. And this is another printable with a steampunk lady and the bee. And I've added a little file folder here. And some more, another wax seal, just stamped inside, stenciled, and just front and back use some cardstock. And I'll pop pop our little bee back in there. And pop that back in there. Okay, actually before I pop that back, and then here you can see this is another page which has been made into a pocket for the behind page. The beauty of Kyra Pace's technique is that you set up a series of pockets already and a variety, and you can sort of amend as you go along. You don't commit till the very end, so you can put these papers down quite easily, and then once you finish you can glue it together. So in this pocket I've added this printable and just covered on the back with plain paper, and that tucks in there with the sari silk poking out the side. Okay, turning over some butterflies, more of the photocopied image. You can see the bookmark here, which is kind of roughly in the centre of the book, so I left that in there. So you've got this, some more writing space. Then on this page here, once again, I've used 3 pages, you can see here. So we've cut back the pages, so when they're all down, they actually make a complete picture. And I thought that was a rather fun idea. Another AI generated picture. I'll pop our bookmark back down, and then you can turn. So it gave me the opportunity to add more writing space. So that page has been folded under, and then I've covered it with some more of the copy of the handmade paper. There's that second one which I ended up gluing down, so I get the wording here, and then that's stamped onto cardstock with the butterfly, and those I've actually glued together, and then that's that third page with some more writing space, or the second page actually. If I look at it, 1, 2 and 3, so that's the edge of the image, and then this is just covered with it. So that's a full page which complements these pages, and I've put some sari silk in the top corner there. On this page we've gone back to our bees again. This is printable. Yes, that was a printable, a free printable. Some nice paper as a contrast there. It's not a tuck spot, it's just to add some texture. Now here I've got some pages that I've cut back as I was making it. So it makes its own little book, its own little shortened page. And then I have this wonderful image of this steampunk cat, which I absolutely love. Looks a bit like our cat. Now, once again, you've got the three page idea here. I've layered up papers. So there's a few layers there, and then I put my AI generated steampunk cat image across those 3 pages. So once again, giving me writing space. Here again, and here again. So it's quite a nifty little way of, because I wanted that spread right across. Okay, moving on. So now we're back to our bees here. This is a little tip in with some washi tape here. Being an envelope that I had, it was also a free printable. I've just tucked a little bit of a diary from the month of June in there. Little stamp that I've used as a tuck spot. That just box under there. On this page, you'll see again, I'll take that out. Once again, I've got 2 pages here. That's just been used as a writing space. I've got this on the page behind, added some stamps. This is a postcard, printable, with my bee balloon on the back, and that can just line up there, so it's perfectly, or I could put it there, but I think I like it. So you can actually see the 2 postcards there. On this page, we're back to our butterflies, and I've got some sort of a double page spread here with some steampunk imagery, some other paper underneath with another AI image, and this is some plain cardstock decorated with a few butterflies, so sort of mirroring either side of the pages here. Same with this one, a little tuck spot, the AI mirroring that one, and my lovely lady, and another writing journal card. So they complement one another. Here's my bee. On this page, just some cardstock laid down and cut out an image of a bee. Once again, this is another 3-page spread with the pages folded under, and then putting my image across the 3 pages. AI generated image, some layers there to give it depth. Writing space, some more writing space. I've added a little pocket inside this particular one, a couple of tags, some more of that stamped lines to write on. On an inside page, I've added this. It's quite a contrast to the rest of the colours, but I like the pop you get. This is another writing page within those 3 pages, giving some lines. So, as you can see, they were the 3 there. So you had page, writing page space, writing page space. Okay. On this page, butterflies, we've got a tuck spot here using some pretty cardstock, some more of my copy of my handmade paper. This is from the cover of a Somerset studio with Frida. And I've just made a little pocket and added a writing card in. So that just fits inside and pops in there. Oh, and added that embellishment too, to give a lift to that image. On this side, I've used, you can see it's a lot of pockets, but there's a variety of pockets which gives it interest, I think. So this one is a shortened 2 pages that have been cut back to match the image. This is some cardstock used to pop in the image, the back of the image to make it look like a little book. And then this page, a little tuck spot there, which is actually a cut back page, and I've added this card with an image from the internet telling the bees, and I'll just put that over there, and that there. And back to our final end papers, some more of that lovely handmade paper with the rose petals on it, the napkins, and some stamping with the honeycomb and the round stamp, and then another version of the end papers. And you can see here the red coming through, but I don't mind that. And there you have it. My junk journal, or altered book, Bees and Butterflies with a steampunk style. I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time, and thanks for watching.